Good evening, viewers. And I would request each one of you to be on mute. Good evening, viewers. Thank you for joining today's webinar, curated exclusively for you amidst the COVID-19 lockdown by Team Remarkable Education in collaboration with Skills Reform Pvt Limited by Dr. Prachee. We all are fascinated with travel, tourism, new places, and big words like leadership guidance, aren't we? So let us find that out today about what exactly tour guide does and how can you become a leader and make his and her career in this field. With this, I would request Ms. Chetna from Skills Reform to introduce all the speakers so that we can involve all our students to understand all the queries and answers from our experts today. Dr. Chetna, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Prachi, and welcome to all the guests here who are in the studio and all our attendees who are watching us on Facebook Live, YouTube Live from Skills Reform, from Remarkable Education. So our first speaker for the day is Dr. Shailja. Shailja Sharma, BBA Management, MBA Marketing, MTM, and UGC NET and DRF is currently working as an assistant professor at the Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management, which is known as IITTM at the Noida campus of the institute. She has been the chairperson for the BBA Travel and Tourism program for the Noida campus for the year 2015-18, besides handling various other administrative assignments and portfolios since 2007. She has a total of 16 years of experience with 14 years of experience in teaching and training in tourism and 2 years of corporate experience. She has extensively taught to more than 3,000 students at IITTM Delhi and IITTM Noida in various programs such as postgraduate diploma in management, tourism and leisure, MBA tourism and travel, and BBA tourism and travel. Besides being invited to deliver lectures in different universities of India, she has trained over 1,500 tour guides and tour leaders and a qualified trainer of World Federation of Tourist Guides Associations, which is also known as WFTGA from London. She has designed and delivered various tour leadership programs for travel corporates, along with various tour guiding and leadership programs for various state governments. Beside these, she has designed and delivered more than 35 training programs for a range of stakeholders in tourism industry, which includes tourist information officers, senior government officials, posted in state government departments, cab drivers, travel agents, army persons, etc., besides being actively involved in community projects such as Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So welcome, Dr. Shailja Sharma. A very, very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Our second speaker for the day is Mr. Nadim Akhtar, who is an alumni and has a 5-year experience as English French-speaking tourist escort and camp guide, 1-year experience as a tour executive, worked as a tour guide in handling international tourists at the International Buddhist Council, also postgraduate diploma in management in tourism and leisure, with specialization in adventure tourism from Indian Institutes of Travel and Tourism Management, Noida, and completed B2 level in French from Alliance Francaise de Delhi and cleared DELF exam, B1 level. So welcome to you. And he's also successfully completed his Atal Bihari Vajpayee Institute of Mountaineering Camp Allied Sports also. So welcome, Mr. Nadim. And I hope to listen to you about your experience at IITTM.
Thank you so much.
And third speaker for the day is Dr. Deepa Srivastava. Dr. Deepa Srivastava is a faculty of management at IITTM Noida, postgraduate from Bhopal. She has done her PhD from Tourism and Travel, Hotel Management Department of Kurukshetra University in Tourism Management. She is having more than 18 years of experience in teaching and research. She has also worked on projects of Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, She has also organized and coordinated many training programs, workshops, and conferences. Her teaching interest includes tourism concepts and practices, management concepts, tourism products, tourism entrepreneurship, and accounting and finance for tourism. She has authored many research papers published in the Reported Journal, and she will be helping us for the entrance procedure of IITTM. And very welcome to you as well, ma'am. So, beginning with we'll start with Dr. Shailja. So, my first question to you, Dr. Shailja, would be just tell us about how one can establish a career in this industry. So, over to you, Dr. Shailja. You
You're
can
on mute.
unmute yourself.
You're muted, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
audible? I'm very humbled by your introduction. Thank you so much. And before I want to welcome all the participants. In fact, all the travel aficionados and people who have the travel bug within themselves, and all the storytellers and story weavers who are interested in making an exciting career in the most exciting and glamorous industry of the world, that is tourism industry. And before I just tell you about how you can establish a career, I would just like to first of all differentiate between what is tour leadership and tour guiding, for you to have a better understanding of the two different areas of tourism industry, a very promising career options. And as I always say, this is not a job, this is a career, this is a crusade. Tour guiding is basically when people travel to your country or your destination, and when you show them, when you try to, when you guide them, when you lead them to different places of the city, to your destination, to different monuments, to different attractions, and you explain things to them in the choice of the visitor's language. And also you are with them for a limited duration of time. It could be day tours, it could be for like from you have day tours. So that is the way tour guides work. And for tour guides to operate, they need to have a license issued by the competent authority. Like in India, we have the Ministry of Tourism. So different countries have different mechanisms for that. Like in UK, we have badges for the tour guides. So every country has its own tour guiding mechanism through which they are authorized, and they can enter the monuments and guide the tourists coming within their country or the destination. Whereas coming to the concept of tour leading is a step ahead of guiding. In the sense, it also encompasses guiding, but it is a broader concept because you are more a companion, you are a friend, you are a constant with the guest. The day the guests arrive in your country, in your city, so you are the caretaker of them from the day they leave your city, your country. So basically, you remain with them, you accompany them on their holiday. And as holiday is trending, and there are so many tourists who are coming, thronging the destinations. And so we have the role of tourism professionals is has really grown manifold, and the importance of tour guides and leaders who are the forefront, who are at the forefront, and who are the frontline staff and the face of the company. And they are the immediate contact for the tourists who travel from their foreign land to the alien land, to the other country which they travel. For them, he is the face of the company. So tour guides and leaders, they are like, once you see them, you're very relaxed that there is someone who will take care of you. So unlike tour guides, the tour leaders, they stay with you for a longer time. In fact, throughout your tour, right from helping you at the airport to checking in into the hotels, to taking you to the attractions, so to taking care of all your logistics, everything is taken care, to handling your complaints, issues, and dealing with difficult guests, or handling emergency situations like loss of passport, anything. So they remain with you throughout the tour. and that is the major difference, that for them they do not need a license to practice. So that's the major difference, to be a tour leader and to be a tour guide. But both of them, they are the pillars of tourism industry. They, without them, the attractions, the monuments, they are just buildings, they are just brick and mortar. It is they who bring life to a destination. They are the destination ambassadors, they are the city ambassadors, they are the image builders of a country, of a city, of a destination. So that's their strategic role, I must say, that they have in the delivery of tourism services. And we paint a picture of the destination, of a city, of a country through their eyes. So they are the ones who introduce us to a place. They help us interpret, the place, about a destination. They introduce us to the locals of a destination. They introduce us to the culture of a place. They, they help us encounter nice, authentic experiences of a place, like visiting Chandni Chowk on a cycle rickshaw ride, or try having a food tour in Chandni Chowk. So these are there. So that's why I'm saying they are very, very important touch point of the tourism industry. So and this is a very, very exciting career, I must say. And for all those who are very fond of traveling, this is an excellent profession to look into and to see the world, and that too free of cost. And when we talk of establishing a career, so I think doing a course after, doing a course in tourism after completing your schooling in tourism is one of the best ways to enter this industry. So we have, like, at IITTM, we offer, at all the centers of IITTM, we offer BBA in tourism and travel. We offer MBA in tourism and travel. So there are different entry levels depending upon your background of education. You can, try to be part of this industry, and this could be a stepping stone for you. Besides, at IITTM, we also offer many certified courses. We do a lot of state training programs for tour guides, tour leaders, and like we have done certain programs for, like, we have prepared heritage volunteers in the past. We had done Virsa Sathi program at IITTM Noida also. So the short-term certified courses is also one way of entering into this field. And because the government is also pushing a lot on Dekho Apna Desh, and trying to, the domestic tourism is thriving now, especially during the time of pandemic. So there's a great scope in this industry. And when I talk about being at IITTM in BBA and MBA, we offer specializations in these two. We are the ones who understand there is a difference between guiding and leading, and we offer two different subjects of tour guiding and tour leadership as an elective to students. So the students who are interested to carve a niche in their career, and they want to understand the intricacies of this, this job, and they want to take this as a career. So they take this as an elective. They try to learn about it. And besides this, IITTM, I must share with you that we have recently launched the Incredible India Tour Facilitator program also, the certified course, which is doing very well. And almost all the teachers here are competent trainers for the same. And they have been, sharing their knowledge on different platforms. And online courses are being run for the students, keeping in mind the pandemic issue. So that, as I said, there are different levels. You can either go for BBA in tourism, BA in tourism. You can go for MBA, Masters in Tourism Management. You can opt for certified courses, and you can also opt for, as I said, IITFC, and you can choose electives also. Like if you seek admission at IITTM. Besides, I would also like to mention that when you join this as a career in any company, so companies run very specific courses for the tour guides and tour leaders. So they have their own programs according to their customized destinations. Like Thomas Cook Learning has been doing courses, and a lot of companies I'm talking about. So when you join them, they have their own protocols, they have their own modus operandi of leading the groups, handling the tourists. So when you join them, so you are hands-on experience. So that's the next level. You can brush up your skills, and definitely, as when you join the academics, this gives you a backdrop of what exactly this subject is all about, and what it can lead you to, and as you join the industry, it can be an eye opener for you. I think I have answered this.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Shailja. And I remember, if you permit me, so um, I think 2 years back, there was a job which was offered. It was the highest paid job to be on the island, to promote the tourism there. And you just have to stay there for 3 months and imagine the kind of, and these were all youth who was actually being invited for that. So I think your tour leader and tour guide programs, if they help students into becoming and writing a blogger and blogs and maybe stories
Of
about the
course.
places, so I think that will help them a lot. So, Mr. Nadeem, this question is for you. Uh, how do you think as an alumni, and since you are practicing it also, so tell us about how one can establish a career in this industry.
Thank you very much for the introduction, and I'm very happy to be in this panel and to join this webinar. So, the most important thing I would like to mention to build a career in this field, like in the field of tourism or the tour guiding or tour escorting. First of all, one should go through the formal education or the formal qualification. For example, as I opted my career in the beginning of my career, I was going through the technical studies, but I've never shown that much interest as tourism. So back then in 2013, I joined IITTM, the course called PGDM Tourism and Leisure. It was for 2 years course. When I entered in this course, I had lots of opportunity to understand, to learn, and I had gone through in the very wonderful professors. They have really shaped my career, and they have really given lots of information how to work in the industry. And the same time, there was some many trainings going on at the campus. So I had the opportunity to talk with those candidates, mainly like a RLGTP, Regional Level Guide Training Program, and they were really an encyclopedia of tourism. So I had got a lot of opportunity to be at the campus and had the opportunity to talk with them. So this really gave me a deep interest to work for our upcoming tourists, like work as a tour guide. So after then, I started off my career as a tour escort, because I was already full fledged in French language. So it really opened it really opened my way to work as a tour leader or tour guide for the French people coming to India. So I led them many destinations to the country. And so first of all, I would like to mention again that please join the right institution or the right mentor and go through the proper learning of the institution, which will give you more idea or more career option in the in the guiding or the escorting. Thank you very much. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, thank you. I think Dr. Prachi, over to you for the next set of questions.
Thank you so much, Chetna ma'am, and thanks a ton, Mr. Nadeem, for the wonderful description. Being an alumni, obviously, for all our students, we'll be looking from this perception, and especially our parents, those who are concerned about their kids before they send their kids to such career area. So, yeah, definitely. Moving further with the next important question. Uh, Ma'am, we would like to know what are the courses actually available in this particular area if we talk about as in tourism and leadership, tour leader in this area. So, and also if you can throw some light upon the entrance process and the requirements which are there for all the students, to before the admission. So, I believe Dr. Deepa would be taking this question. Yeah, over to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Prachi, and thank you very much for this very good set of questions which you are asking. And this is a very important question, that what are the various courses which are being offered by IITTM. So IITTM, as Dr. Shailja was saying, we offer various short-term programs also. So time to time, we have the information about those courses on our website. We are offering two main courses, that is the full-time courses. We have the BBA, that is BBA in Tourism and Travel, and we are offering MBA in Tourism and Travel Management. So as it is a BBA, it is a 3-year program, And I would just like to tell what are the requirements if the students are looking for BBA. So it is a 3-year program. So any student who has passed his 12th exam, he is eligible to enter into this course. But yes, the percentage is required. So 50% is there for the general and the OBC category, and 45% is there for the other categories. Then along with that, for the BBA course, we also require that the student have to appear for one entrance exam. So right now the applications are open, and shortly we will be coming up with the information related to the entrance exam also. So the minimum qualification which is required is the percentage of marks in their 12th examination. So this is what we have in BBA. Now, if I talk about BBA in more detail, this is a 3-year program that is 6 semesters. And as we are talking about tour guiding and leadership, so as Dr. Shailja was also saying, we offer a specialization to the students for tour guiding also. So in that particular elective, they will understand what is tour guiding basically, what does it require, what are the skill required, what are the type of information and the knowledge they require if they want to get into that kind of a career. So this 3-year program will give you the insights about the various type of career opportunities which are available to you once you complete your education, and out of that one is your tour guiding also. So this is the basic requirement. So all the students who are looking for a career in BBA, so definitely IITTM has the BBA program, 3-year program. Second program which we have, that is the postgraduate program, that is MBA in Tourism and Travel Management. Now, MBA in Tourism and Travel Management means we are offering a program that is for management. It means the student of any stream who is being graduated. So it doesn't matter that you are coming from an arts or a humanity background or from a science background. Doesn't matter if you are a graduate, and if you want to make your career into tourism industry, you are welcome. So again, the requirement is what is the eligibility. So there are two things which are being required. Okay, one thing is you should have a minimum percentage of marks, that is again 50% if you are from a general category of OBC, and then 45% if you belong to other category. Then along with that, you will have to you have to give a entrance exam also. So either you opt for the entrance exam which is being conducted by IITTM, or if you have appeared in any of the other competitive exams like CAT, MAT, ZAT, okay, GMAT, then that score is also applicable. So you can come either of these two. Either you appear for IITTM examination, or you can come through these other competitive examinations also. So as I already said, that the information related to the entrance exam, when it will be conducted and how we are going to conduct it, shortly we are going to show this information on the website also. So if I talk about MBA program, as this is a career opportunities in tour guiding and leadership, so yes, the MBA program at IITTM, we offer one elective in tour guiding and leadership. Tour guiding, that is what we tell them what are required to be a tour guide, what are the skills which are being required, what are the qualifications you are required, and along with that we help to students to nurture those skills also. Then yes, when we talk about tour guiding and leadership, so many other things are also being involved: the communication skills, the cross-cultural understanding, the cross-cultural issues. So these all things are also being included when we take the students who have opted for the elective in tour guiding and leadership. So these are the two most important programs which IITTM is offering right now: BBA 3-year program for the 12 pass students, and then MBA 2-year program for the graduate students also. Like short-term programs we normally have. So whenever we come up with such kind of a short-term programs, we always put those information in the website. So if you are looking for other programs, you can just be very careful, like what is happening, what are the information which is being provided in the website. But yes, currently we are offering these two very important programs. So this is the requirement if you want to apply for the BBA and the MBA program. So I hope, Dr. Prachee, I have answered your question.
Well, you did, and very well explained. Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
ma'am.
Dr. Deepa, for the detailed insight. Yes, so every field has its, pros and cons, and the skills which are actually required. There's one question coming from Hiteshi ma'am from Mayur Chopasni school, and this parent want to understand about in detail like what actual skills are required, because her daughter is actually there in this. She's just passed out of 12th, and she's very much concerned. Being a girl, she want to get into this particular industry. So if you can give her little insight about that actual what skills are required to be in this, since she's very much passionate to be as a tour guide or in this particular industry. So I would request Dr. Shailja if you can throw some light upon this area. Hiteshi ma'am, your question is there.
It's a very relevant question, and thank you for such a wonderful question. Well, I think skills can always be basic skills you need to have, and then rest of the skills we will take care of when you come to us. So basically, most important is the skill, which I understand is you have to, not the skill, but personality wise, if I would talk about, you have to be a people's person. You should like talking to people. You should not be reticent, but you should be a people's person who is extrovert in nature, who likes talking to people, who likes learning about different cultures, who is inquisitive to know things. Besides that, very important is you need to be a good orator. So oratorship skills, public speaking skills, they can be developed eventually. The more you face, and we in our programs we have incorporated all these a lot of communication seminars in which we do practical exercise, which will basically try to break the ice, and we try to boost the confidence of the students so that they are able to face the camera, they are able to face the audience. So number one is people's person. Number two is you should have a travel bug. You must love traveling. If you get tired of traveling, or if you don't like traveling, then you're resistant to traveling, then this is a challenge. This may not be a good option to try. Number three is you must be a good orator, as I said. Number four is a pleasing personality. Number five is knowledge of the destination. So you must, and this can be, always polished, and this must keep not only having knowledge of the culture of a destination, but its history, geography. Because, the tourist, when he's coming, he could ask you anything. If I talk about Delhi, he would say how many cities are there in Delhi. So we know Delhi has 7 names, 7 cities were there at one time. So 7 names were there. So likewise, he is not only in history, he could ask you what is the population of Delhi. He could ask you that, can you tell me how many communities reside here? So there could be any question the tourist has to ask. So with that means you must have a hang of the destination. So you must be ready to learn at every aspect. Like a foreigner who is coming to India, so for him seeing a cow, on the seeing these kettle on the, or so let me say example a cow on the road, on the streets, he would say that you actually consider it as sacred, but why is it roaming on the roads? Nobody is taking care of the cow. Now you have to answer this question. So you have to be very smart. So being proactive, being able to sense the questions, having a good sense of humor, so that you make the commentary interesting and engaging. Because the tourists are not here to get bored with the dates of the history. So there's very few people who would like to know about this. So if they have something, they could ask you. So what I would say is that the important thing is you must have a fire in your belly to learn, that you want to make a career. So we have trained since 2007, and we are with this. I'm with IITTM Noida. So I've realized one thing, that there are two set of students. One, students who have no choice, but then they come in tourism, or their parents force them to be a part of tourism. So they don't have that fire, and they don't do really well. But there are students who actually, when they have this, they are wholeheartedly interested in coming here. So they really do well. So they do all the requisite skill. We give them the skills. As I said, in BVO also we have this one paper of guiding and leading. And then in MBA, we have 2 papers, 2 separate electives are there. One is of tour leading, one is tour guiding. So we teach them, and we have enough of, practical simulation exercises that gives them a lot of confidence. So public speaking, good sense of humor, handling crisis, handling grievances, lots of patience you need to have to be in this field. And you have to be a very good decision maker, and you have to be very spontaneous. Suppose there is you are taking a coach, of tourists, and there is a fire, there's an outbreak of fire in the coach. So what do? You have to be smart in handling it. You are with the guest, and one guest suddenly gets unconscious. What do? You can't be his doctor, but what is the right step to go forward with? Or he or she has lost his passport, or anything. You are taking them in a monument, and a tourist loses his camera. So we teach all these things to our students when we take their classes. So there are enough a lot of engaging and insightful classroom interventions which teach them, and most important, I think, is the right attitude to have. We can teach you knowledge, we will provide you with the skills, we will tell you how, because tour guiding requires, when you're doing a commentary, there's a way of standing in front of the tourist, there is a way of dealing with the guests, there's a way of handling groups, there's a way of handling questions, there's a way of handling grievances, there's a way of the tourist, when you are way of giving commentary. So there are different mechanics, dynamics of giving commentary also. How you have to stand, where you have to stand, how much you have to speak, when you have to speak. So all these things we teach here at the institute. So I'm very proud to say that we have done a lot of training programs at IITTM, for states such as Punjab and Gujarat and all. And then, the students actually feel the difference when they finish off with the courses. They realize that, you have added to our knowledge. So personality, we can always hone when you come here and join the courses through a lot of simulation exercises and all. And skills we give you when we give you a lot of communication seminars. We tell you, we do live sessions with you, we make you stand there, we do your recordings, we ask you to stand now and imagine that you are standing in front of the Taj Mahal, and now you have to give there is a set of 20 French tourists who are standing in front of you. Now how would you give the commentary, how would you explain about Taj Mahal? So such challenges we pose them, so we prepared them for the real time situations. So I'm very happy to announce here that at IITTM, our courses are very, very pragmatic. So when they actually go into the industry, the students don't feel that there is they don't feel that there's a difference between the industry and the academics, as a lot of industry people complain about it. So here we have made the courses very, very specific and very, very skill oriented, that when they pass out, they know how guiding and leading is to be done. So I really wish you, dear, that you join this industry. And if you are inquisitive to know about cultures, if you are people's person, if you are extrovert by nature, and if you like traveling, so I think this is the field for you. This is the right field for you. I hope, ma'am, I've answered the question.
Well, definitely yes. And as we are receiving too many questions from all the parents out there, so let's have a glimpse of the campus, how and where and the environment all these students would be learning, and understanding, and what will be the ambience of the campus and everything. So since too many questions are there, I believe let's give them a quick look of the institution. So here you go.
Prachi, you are muted. Unmute
Well, I
yourself.
believe this has given a little brief about the entire institution. I'll be handing it over to Chetna ma'am. So, Chetna ma'am, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. And we are receiving a lot of queries and a lot of comments here on the Facebook and YouTube. So Connor McGregor is saying amazing topic, Kushi Burana, informative session. Keep pouring in your questions, and if we are not able to answer during this particular session, definitely we'll be taking all these questions to the speakers of today and they will be answering those questions. Right now, since we have a very focused approach to this particular theme of today of tour guide and leadership, so let's continue with that. And my next question is for Dr. Shailja again. How is this field affected by the lockdown and how is it coping up with the same? Because I am aware that a lot of unemployability happened during the last 2 years specifically. So, what are your views about it? So, Dr. Shailja, if you could throw some light on that.
Actually, we all understand that tourism as a service industry, people only travel when times are normal and when everything is doing well. Then when people have money in their pocket and when people have the time and when there is no situation, no catastrophe or no any natural calamity, then that is the right time to travel. So, but unfortunately, this has been a very time that we are all witnessing in this century, and I'm sure this has been a great blow for the complete tourism fraternity or all the tourism, tour operators. We talk about hoteliers. We talk about the tourist guides. Uh, Everyone who earns his bread and butter through tourism. Even if I talk about Shirdi and a person who is selling prasad, he is thriving on pilgrimage tourism. So everyone, in one way or the other, has been badly hit by this industry, and those who are tour or entrepreneurs and all. So this is not a very good time. But having said that, I don't want to. We have definitely seen a drop in the numbers, but I don't want to sound very cynical. Because this is not going to remain the same, and definitely after the second wave, again you can see the people are going out because they are absolutely now over with staying home and they want to experience travel. And especially in the coming few months, we are going to see a great boom in the domestic travel. And we can all see the few days back also there was a headlines that hill stations are all overfilled with the tourists that you have to issue the ministry is forced to issue new COVID guidelines. So the COVID is still not there. But I would like to add on here that this the industry is already bouncing back and people have already started traveling, though inbound tourism would take time to restore its confidence unless and until the complete population is vaccinated and we find ways of the COVID third wave is over and things are back to normal. So everyone is trying to adopt to the new normal. So keeping in mind the new normal, the tour guiding, the monuments are once again open now. So the tour guides and all leaders have been announced different new guidelines, like when they are dealing with the tourists. When domestic tourists are visiting a destination, so they have to ensure social distancing. They have to ensure that they keep their hands sanitized all the time, and the tour guides, they do not shake hands with them, and they have disinfectants wipes with them, they carry sanitizers with them, and they follow all the health protocols which are issued by the ministry of health from time to time. So and they, if they are using a mic, like when they are on the coach, they ensure that they have disinfected, they have sanitized the coach for the people to sit there while maintaining the social distancing, and even when they are using the mic, they disinfect it. So there are different ways, and the new pandemic which has brought about new challenges, keeping a mask on your face all the time when you are guiding at a monument or guiding at any attraction, and asking all your guests to follow all the reasonable protocols which are set by the Ministry of Tourism. So if these things are taken care of, I'm sure the travel is going to thrive back. In fact, it is thriving, and in few months' time, we are going to see back the inbound travel also. So I do understand the situation is grim right now, but always I believe after every dark night, there's a bright morning. Also. Thank you.
Yeah, Thank you, Dr. Shailja. I think we have all to be optimistic and hopeful about the situation. And I also personally, as a career coach or as an experienced human being, I think that, and I'm a traveler actually, so I feel that it will totally change. They will have a different dimensions of it. And if you will see right now, the people are traveling, so there are like quite of a personalized experience which they are getting through Airbnb and other options
Yes.
which are available. So people are actually getting what they want through this tourism. So even I think the
See,
tour
business,
leaders are
I would just like to add on here. Sorry for intervening.
please,
The
please.
business travel is definitely going to be affected. In the new
Right.
future, also in the future, near future, also the dynamics are definitely going to change because the business travel, we have realized in this that this can be a new way of doing business, organize having meetings by virtually being there, sitting in your place and not traveling and not spending the company's revenue on traveling. So I'm sure this is going to be hit in the future also. The companies are looking at it in a different way now. The business travel is going to definitely change for some time. Though leisure travel, I tell you, it's going to boom drastically once things are normal because everybody wants to go out of their home. They want to travel. They want to be in the places as it was normal before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much for adding it up. So, Mr. Nadeem, what is your experience on this particular thing? That how this field has been affected by the lockdown, and also I think now people have to upskill themselves when they are tour leaders or tour guides. So, over to you, Mr. Nadeem, for this answer.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you very much, Shailja, ma'am. Very nice explanation. Uh, as ma'am has talked about the industry has been affected and how it is coping up. So I would like to add some more points. Like uh, we have already talked about that, but let's talk about what the ministry and what the people are doing right now. I mean, as we all know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So with this optimistic, we are gonna move forward. And as earlier, like sometime before, the just before in the gap of like the first wave and the second wave between 2 6 months, there was a gap, and there was a tourism bounce back. I mean, I live at a place. It's called Bodh Gaya. It's a place for Buddhism, and I've observed that living in this place that there are group of people coming. There were domestic people, they're domestic tourists, but there are tourists. And after with this initiative, the major initiative taken by the Ministry of Tourism, like Dekho Apna Desh, with this initiative, our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, is also inviting or also influencing people to travel in India, within India. So they will be coming in the coming month. There will be big boom of domestic tourism, as you all know that there are 2,000 million people traveling within India. So that will create a major employability and major revenue for the India. So for that moment of time, let's keep the fingers crossed and wait for the few more time, and we're gonna have the smile back. Thank you very much. I hope I answered the question.
I would also add on to the theme, Dekho Apna Desh, as he said, ministry has launched this a series of webinars. So this is
Yes.
a new initiative by the ministry to, infuse inquisitiveness within the people to travel virtually. And when things are fine, they can actually start. So this was concept started by Faroe Islands also, which is, they started with virtual tours. They were the first country in the world. They started with during COVID time. So when people would travel virtually, and then they said, okay, like when things are normal, now they are open to. In fact, at there some movement have already started also. So this Dekho Apna Desh initiative was also a great initiative by our ministry, where they are focusing on the domestic destinations. And we all understand that domestic tourism is the backbone of economy, and definitely this is going to be the thing. And we all need to travel a lot so that we can make good the loss
Absolutely.
domestically. I think.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Shailja, for giving us insight and valuable input here with Dr. Nadeem. And I think we are very short of the time here, so I'll keep in mind that whatever questions has already been answered, so we'll not repeat those. So I just want to ask both of you. I mean, you can start with Dr. Shailja first, and then Mr. Nadeem, you can also answer this because both of you carry different experience. One is the instructor and teacher, and other is the practitioner. I would say that. So, what are the different segments and areas available in this industry? Because people just think that it is just tourism and travel. So, I feel that right from the ticketing and guiding towards them the right destination as per your taste and as per your kind of passion or so. What is your opinion on that, Dr. Shelja?
If I talk in the context of tourism industry, you could work as, you could start your own travel business after some time. You could work with tour operators, companies like Thomas Cook, Cox and Kings, Make My Trip, Yatra, Thrilophilia, Urban Adventures. All these companies are there, and Interpret and all. So, adventure tour operators you could work with. Then that's one idea. The other one is you could work for airlines. Aviation industry is open for you. You can work with the airlines, you can work as ground staff, you can work as air hostess and all, but you have to certain additional courses also for that. And then also you could work, in ticketing department also. You can do courses from IIT also along with the besides these regular academic courses, and you can also opt for hospitality industry, like you can work with various hotels. And now we have new concepts, like you can work with various apps like Airbnb is there, couch surfing is there, Workaway is there. So all these are very new concepts in the tourism. So these are the all the possible options, and you could start your own business also. But when I talk in the context of tour guiding and leading, we have basically three major areas are there. One is inbound tours, when you basically accompany tourists who are coming from a foreign country to your country. So you take care of inbound tourists. So you are an inbound tour leader or a tour guide. One is outbound tour leader. If you have a passion for traveling abroad, you want to see different parts of the world. So there you travel. The people spend a fortune of money, but you travel on the companies, in the company which you are working for. They will sponsor your trip, and there you work as an outbound tour guide or outbound tour leader, not a guide, because guides are, as I said, they are issued license by the competent authority. Suppose you are working with a company XYZ within India, so where you travel to a foreign country in London, so you could hire a tour guide for the day tour. Who could show you all the places there in London, like the Buckingham Palace and the Tower of London and all. But from India, this tour leader will travel with you. The company would send you, and you would stay in London or whatever places in Europe you're covering for 10-15 days, depending upon the itinerary that you're traveling on, and then you would come back with them. So that we have outbound, inbound, and one is domestic, when you show your own country. So like you're traveling with your guests to the Golden Triangle is very famous here. Delhi, Agra, Jaipur is the Golden Triangle. That a lot of foreign tourists come here. Likewise, we have places like Kerala. Somebody wants to go to Goa, so you are accompanying them. With that, there is another specialization in our tour guiding and leading. You could deal with the MICE tours, means meetings in business travel tours, meetings, incentives, conventions, exhibitions. So you could take your suppose a corporate has booked with you and they want to do a business meeting. So there are 200 people who are traveling to Goa, example, for a meeting, or Hyderabad, example, let me say. So they want somebody who can take care of the guests. So he or she is a tour leader. So there you are acting as a business tour, MICE tour leader, right? So that's one option. Another option is you are a heritage tour guide or heritage tour leader. You show the monuments, you visit inside the monuments, you interpret the places to them. So, suppose you are from Italy, you are showing the Colosseum of Rome to them. So you are a local tour guide of that place. And then we have, eco tour guides are there who take you to the wetlands and who take you to the eco villages. Then there we have, food tour guides who like specially take you to for the food walks, like the Chandni Chowk walk in here, or the food walk in Indore. All these like you have spice tours in which happen in Kerala. Then we have adventure, tour guides who take you to on adventure trips, because most of the youngsters these days, they go on weekends, to adventure destinations like Manali. They go for track. for trek, or in Himachal or Uttarakhand and all these places. So then we have the tour leaders. So many of our students, they are working with the adventure-based companies as tour leaders. They are working as heritage tour guides. They are working as nature-based tour guides. So they also, many of us, our students, they also conduct their own biking tours. So they have, with foreigners come with them, and they organize bike tours for them. They organize motorbike tours for them. So this is a very, very broad field. The sky is the limit, must say. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Shailja. So, Mr. Nadeem, would you like to add something to it as per
Yes,
your
ma'am.
experience? Yeah.
Yeah, few more points then. So yeah, the very nice explanation, ma'am. I must say. So talking more about like the many segments. First of all, I would like to say that we have like a 10 million tourists, inbound tourists coming to India, and inbound tourists. When we talk about inbound tourists, they are foreign language speaking. Like out of them, if you learn a good language after these courses like BBA in tourism or MBA in tourism, you get to cater the foreign language speaking tour guide. So this can also develop as a very nice opportunity, and it covers in the segment of tourism. So a good French speaking accompanying tour guide or any other foreign language, or Chinese is one of the most the fashion in India, or because we have very few Chinese speaking tour guide. We should have more upcoming Chinese speaking tour guides so they can cater to them, and this covers one of the most important segment according to my opinion to in the tourism sector. So thank you very much.
Thank you,
Actually, we were
Nadeem.
the largest outbound market in the world. So the Chinese
Yeah.
travelers, you will find Chinese everywhere. Now we don't
Yeah.
know what will happen after the pandemic is over, but before this was the scene actually. So he's very
Okay.
right that having long knowledge. Or I missed on that point. So bilingual, if you are, that is a skill that you acquire. At ATM, we also give you an option of a foreign language also.
True.
So this is a
Thank you,
complete
Dr.
skill set
Yeah.
we offer here at IITTM.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what you're offering is great, and I think most of the students would be inspired to join you, whether you are at a diploma level or certificate level, or you want to take a degree in undergrad or postgrad. So this is the place if you like to travel. If you want to, if you're a storyteller, I would say, so this is the place you could join and travel and be the people's person also. So there are, of course, certain skills which are required. So if any one of you would like to upskill yourself, so you can contact us at Skills Reform. We are based at Delhi, and we also do skill assessment for students for at any level, whether you are a school goer or a college goer or a university goer. So just to check, just to know about that, whether you make a right fit to this particular industry. So feel free to contact us. So my next question, and we are going to wind it up quickly. So I would request all my speakers or guest speakers to be a little short about it so that we can cover two more questions here. So the first one is for Mr. Nadeem. I will start with you.
Yes,
What are
ma'am.
the most memorable responses you got from your work? Because everybody has something which you can always narrate to, or it's an anecdote which you can share with the audience here. So I would like to you to share, like, what is the most memorable response for you, or maybe a compliment for you from your clients.
Okay. So a very famous saying is that a happy client shared the story with 10 people, but unhappy or unsatisfied tourists, they share their story with 20 people. So the most important thing I expect from my tourists to return back their home happy, and they share the lovely story about our country. And at the end of the tour, I have lots of things to learn from my guests, because as you know that every human being is different, and there is a concept of heterogeneity. So the most interesting thing response from them I get, that their positive feedback when they visit our country. They realize that, because when they see our country on the map, or on the or from their side, from their eyes, is totally different what they see over here. We try to show our country from our eyes, with lots of history, with lots of culture, with lots of interesting tourism facets of India. So when they smile, that's the best response from them, from my client or from my guest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Nadeem. And Dr. Shailja, you as a teacher, as an inspiring personality, what is your most memorable response which you got from your work? Like, so if you could just
Actually,
tell
there
us,
are too many to recollect, but I would just
just
add
pick
on
up the one. Yeah.
that I would say that I believe feedback is always a gift, and whether it is positive or negative, I take it in a positive way. But I always feel when students they have reminiscences that madam, ma'am, when you taught us, when we did so many practical exercises, they gave us a lot of confidence, and we actually went into the industry. We were not that naive. We already knew there were other people from the other institutes. They did not know things, but you had trained us in such a way that we were already aware. So we mentally we were all more trained than others, and they just remember us. They call us, and they remember us for all the role plays and all the all the personality building that we have done over the years. And when they are in the institute, we grill them very badly, and they feel bad about it. But when they pass out, they feel that that was the best thing that happened to them. So they remember you in that way. So I feel very blessed with those kind words and gracious words of my students.
Okay, yeah. I think you rightly said the guru has all the right to grill them and rule them also. And then once you polish them, so they become the best of in the industry or best in their life. So that matters actually. As we are almost winding it up, so I would just like the last question for today. And before that, Divansh Maurya has asked that how about the learning native Indian language? I think it will matter a lot if you because I feel as Incredible India says that you should always be global and local both. So if you are learning any native Indian language, and I think Dr. Shailja will endorse that if you know, so then you can actually weave the stories of it. So just use that kind of skill of your native language to your benefit, definitely. So last question for today is a few tips for our audience from Dr. Shailja first, then Mr. Nadeem.
So I feel that as I said earlier, that you must have a passion for. There must be a fire in your belly, and you must have the travel bug within you, and you must have a service-oriented attitude. So many students come up with this that I'm going to be the boss. That does not happen immediately. First of all, you have to work in the industry, gain insights, and then you have to be. You could work as a freelancer in this industry, and you could work for various companies, or you could initiate your own businesses. You could do tours on your own, and you could have a lot of experiences, learn about different cultures, and learn about different destinations of the world. That's a great way. But I think the most important thing is you need to have a lot of patience. So students believe that immediately after passing out from graduation or MBA, we're going to be on a very high package, like if they compare it with other fields. But I do not want to give a very rosy picture. I want to be very realistic. You start a little. You start with depending upon your skill set and depending upon your how competent you are. So you start with a reasonable amount, and then sky's the limit if you have that potential within you. So we give you wings to fly. But you must have that fire inside you. We must see that fire inside you, and we are there to ignite your fire, basically. Yeah. So I just want to say persistence, commitment, and passion for being serious. Like even if any teacher has given a small presentation also on any subject, I always tell my students that take every single presentation, every single assignment of every teacher very seriously, because somehow it is adding value to your learning. So you're learning every day. So you have to be a very avid learner. We say that we are also students only. We are lifelong students. I believe I am also learning in the class. With my classroom interventions, I go to the class with a very open mind, and I ask students, I take their feedbacks. And even today, when I have so many students who are practicing in leading and guiding, they come and sit with me, they have a cup of coffee, and then I ask them, okay, share your experiences. And I learn from them. And through the travel experiences also, I've seen that tour guides and leaders have a very, very strategic role. And, that is how, I was able to understand, because at IITTM, we had the opportunity to do a lot of training programs for state levels, states like Punjab, Gujarat, and all. And we have done for the various corporates also. Like we did it for Zenith Hospitality also, Zenith Holidays. So here we got a lot of insights, and with that and with traveling experiences, we have been able to pen down. We have books on tour guiding, tour leading. So I've authored one of the books on leading. So with that gives a lot of insight, and that I was able to do because I had a lot of insights from students. So practically, we were practically in the industry, and we had a lot of training programs. And practically, we have been also going with the students. We have been traveling with them. We lead them on groups, or like we train tourist information officers. We take them to destinations. So we have real time experiences which we bring to the classroom, and that's a real time learning for them. So I only tell them that you have to be very serious when you come here. You are spending money, so but do justice to it, and come here with an open mind. Be ready to learn. Be receptive. Be consistent. Be persistent. And I tell you, we have some students from BBA. They just completed BBA, and they are at very good packages. They are earning, and many of them have started their own travel companies also, and many of them are working as tour leaders also. So you need to have that fire in your belly. That's the ultimate point I want to make.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Shailja. And I think one important aspect which is required for everyone, those who want to be in travel and tourism, whether nationally or internationally, is something called cultural intelligence, which is
Yes.
important, which is like an etiquette, what you need to follow. And the moment you start talking into their language and understanding and appreciating, so I think it makes a good connect. So learning about costumes, learning about food habits, learning about their dining etiquettes and all, as a tour leader and tour guide will always add to your advantage. And definitely it's the industry for survival of the fittest, I would say. So thank you so much for your inputs. Mr. Nadeem, your tips
Yes.
as a practitioner
Yes,
for
ma'am.
today. Yeah.
So I would say that I have really experienced IITTM Noida and what I am right now because of their grace, because of their support, and you should take a good decision and you should go for it if you really want to achieve something in the field of tourism. I think this is the best platform out of all, and you should really experience these courses, and you can really become a good tour guide. All the best, guys, and a lot of good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. You are
welcome to
always
ITTM family.
Yes, absolutely, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mr. Nadeem
We
is
are
always
waiting
very
for
short
you.
and sweet.
Yeah.
So I think we are done for today, and I really appreciate all our attendees who are here joining from different places and all the speakers. So I would request Dr. Prachi to wind it up in her own style. Over to you, Prachi.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chetna ma'am. And I believe it is actually a wonderful session as we are overloaded with the questions which I've been answering on chat box to all our students out there. And we have crossed almost 1,600 students today. So, yes, well, it's time to conclude our session now. Time actually felt like pleasant breeze today. We are grateful to all of you for taking out time from your busy schedule. Thank you,
Thank
or thanks to all of you for sharing such important information with all of us. We are sure that it is actually value added for all the students out there, for parents, and for everyone. We also would like to thank our viewers for joining us today on YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms for posting their queries and for their love and support. To all the schools out there, those who are hosting it onto their platform with the application. Thank you so much to all of you. Till then, we will be seeing you once again with yet another webinar where we will be able to understand more different insights and more different courses and areas. Till then, stay care, stay healthy, and goodbye.
Thank you,